Hi, I'm Miss Eva and you're visiting Magpie. Today I'd like to introduce you to my absolute favorite book character of all times. One I always wanted to hang out with as a child and one I dream of becoming as a grown-up. Meet world's most wanted nanny. Meet Mary Poppins. I've got 2 editions of the book which are completely different and you're watching the first of 3 episodes inspired by the adventures of Miss Poppins. I will share a bit about the book, read it, and in the end we'll make art inspired by it. Reading a book is like inhaling, and creating art and writing stories inspired by it is like exhaling. We're going to leave this one for another day. The charming, enthusiastic, and full of life nanny is an adventure of imagination of Pamela Lyndon Travers, an Australian writer. That's her. I must admit that I was surprised to discover that Miss Travers was originally from Australia, to be exact from Queensland, as Mary Poppins is the absolute quintessence of an English nanny, as English as can be. Well, wouldn't you think that a creature so English would come from the utmost English sort of mind? Well, perhaps this is because Miss Travers lived in London for most of her life, in Chelsea to be exact. So this is the memory board on the house she lived in. If you can work it out, how long she lived there for, by let's say counting on, 1946, 1947, 1948, write it down in a comment below. I know that my year 2 pupils would, right? Well, London is where the story of this magical English nanny evolves. She blows in on the east wind and arrives at the Banks home at number 17 Cherry Tree Lane, where she's given charge of the Banks children and teaches them valuable lessons with a magical touch. So, this is Mary Poppins, Up, Up and Away by Helene Druvert. So, look at the illustrations right here. That's magic, huh? Can you see that? Well, not so much text in here because the illustrations tell us so much. So, on Cherry Tree Lane, it's a nice day to dream. On Cherry Tree Lane. Do you know, I was really curious whether this address exists. So I checked. And what do you think? Is there Cherry Tree Lane in London? No. Well, there are plenty of cherry tree lanes around England, but not a single one in London. So, going back to Cherry Tree Lane, on Cherry Tree Lane it's a nice day to dream, to walk in the park and to eat an ice cream. So you see, it's not only what is seen to the eye, but what you can dream about when you're strolling. One can see the nice architecture of the Victorian spacious verandas and imagines building it for his family as he's a constructor dreamer. A little boy might imagine building the entire Victorian home like this one out of Lego blocks. Someone else will imagine what makes the cat in that window purr. Well, this is what Mary Poppins said in the book. Don't you know that everybody's got a fairyland of their own? So, a quote by Mary Poppins. Well, on Cherry Tree Lane, it's a nice day to dream, to walk in a park and to eat an ice cream. Michael and Jane have a new kite to fly. It catches the breeze and it soars way up high. Well, another thing Miss Mary Poppins would say, always take the time to fly a kite. This is the lesson she teaches the entire Banks family, and she teaches us, always take the time to fly a kite. Fly a kite, dance to music, doodle, smell the roses, or whatever else it is that you do to takes your mind off being busy. Take the time to play and have fun and do the things that feel good is the lesson that Mary Poppins taught the children and the entire Banks family. Well, back to reading. So Michael and Jane have a new kite to fly. It catches the breeze and it soars way up high. When it floats down to earth like a bird on the wing, there is something holding on tight to its string. Mary Poppins, it's you! the two children cry. Good morning, she says. I thought I'd drop by. To Buckingham Palace they stroll for a while. Michael pulls faces to make the guards smile. The guards are well trained and they keep a straight face. Mary Poppins says, Michael, you're such a disgrace. Well, as if. Of course she loved silliness and she was the first one to make you laugh. It is yet another of her great sayings. And I'm going to show you. Laughter can cure almost anything. That is what she would say. Okay? So, right here. And, however, I do also love that that the stern and caring nanny scolded Michael, as she cares enough to not let an inappropriate behavior go unnoticed. She never neglected teaching them to behave and show respect. Deep inside, I believe she was laughing and just trying to keep a straight face. Nonetheless, the children adored her, and they wished the wild west wind would never swift her away from them. So, back to the walk. Under showery skies, they start walking again. Big Ben looks splendid in spite of the rain. Last of all, Piccadilly's a fine sight to see before catching a bus to go home for tea. Late one night, when the children are tucked up in bed, Jane holds a seashell up close to her head. In a flash, Jane and Michael are under the sea and swimming like fish. What a strange place to be! The crabs and the lobsters are playing a song. There is even a mermaid who's strumming along. Mary Poppins starts dancing with Michael and Jane till a magical wind sweeps them home once again. Well, Mary Poppins took the children on many adventures around the world and told them many fairy tales. Well, she said, the first thing you must do with a fairy tale is to love it and to keep it inside yourself. She did love adventures. Well, Miss Travers tells them all in 8 parts of Mary Poppins. Did you know that there were as many as 8 parts? I haven't read them all yet. Well, she lived for 96 years and for nearly 5 decades, which is 5 times 10, she was writing the Mary Poppins series. Well, she lived for nearly 100 years and wrote the Mary Poppins series for half of her life. Can you work out how many years altogether that is? You can also write it in the comment, especially if you're 7 or 8. Well, we've inhaled lots of inspiration. Time to exhale, breathe out. Time to create something. The black pages with meticulously cut out scenes inspired me to do something as simple and as wonderful as this. I want you to look at that. All right? And I'm going to make some space to show you how to do that little art, okay? So this is what we're going to be working towards right here, this picture. This is what we're going to need, okay? You can stop, pause for a second, so you have the time to get some of your materials as well. But first, well, look what we're going to need. You're going to need black paper, white paper, ruler, watercolors, white pencil, painting brushes, scissors that your parents allow you to have. And I'm a bit like Mary Poppins, at least I choose to believe. So I have scissors with a bird, like she had scissors with a parrot, okay? So it's time to start with the first task. Measuring 2 centimeters on each side and drawing, okay, using a ruler, lines, okay? There you go, 4 sides. And you've got a frame because you're going to need the frame to put your picture in, okay? I've always wanted Mary Poppins to arrive in my window, so I drew a picture of myself, the silhouette of myself staring into the sky with my dog Bella and Mary Poppins. Well, that took a little bit longer, so I decided that you can do that once you see that you're doing great with cutting and that you have more time. But right here, I wanted to show you how you can draw a picture of the sky and make a frame like this one, okay? So, right here, starting, frame is ready. And let me think, right in the middle, I can actually decide, well, the girl can be sitting on the side. Well, I like it in the middle because I have a little plan that you're going to find out. My shoulders are going to take that much space, my neck, the head, well, not me, but perhaps a little girl with long hair right here, sitting and staring into the sky, perhaps right here. So I need to now make sure that my girl is attached to the frame. I cannot cut this. And if she is staring at Mary Poppins, as I said, we can do her booties, we can actually, okay, it could be a bag. If you decide to do a bag, perhaps just part of it. It could be an umbrella right here, okay? The end of umbrella. Hey, time to cut out the picture. Now I've used a thick paper, okay? So I am using also sharp scissors. Here I am, okay? This is how you go about it. You cut on the line, making sure, okay, you are, okay, keeping the shoes right here. Not really, okay, cutting into the shoe, okay? And you cut right here. I do not know how I'm going to get into that corner, so I'm going to make that shoe a bit smaller. And I'm going to, so it's farther in the way, okay, and cut. So you keep cutting and cutting around and around and right here. Okay, shoulders, okay. So I'm going to put this away just so you know where I was heading. That's my girl, okay, and time to make a background for her. I wanted to show you, this is something I tried and it took me literally 2 minutes. All right, then I'm going to use watercolors, to paint. Well, this time I'm going to start with the sky. Oh, these are really, really lovely, pleasant, ethereal, okay? Okay. I'm going to leave enough space for colorful balloons. Okay, Mary Poppins left in the west when the west wild wind blew. So all the balloons with helium also flew. Okay, I love how the watercolors are just so easy to change with just a dab right here, okay? Okay, perhaps a red one. Ooh, that's very watery. So I'm gonna just add more color and let it dry, and then I'll just add more, okay? I'm going to make a yellow one. As you can see, I love butterflies and bees, so I added little butterflies and bees, but for that I'm going to use a different painting brush right here, and another bee, okay, okie dokie, right there, okay, and I'm going to see how quickly. You can take your time, of course, but I wanted to show you just give you an idea, inspire you. See, the bees were flying away with Mary. I'm using that tin brush as well to make the balloon strings. Oopsie daisy, perhaps. See, and the orange one. Oopsie daisy, that's all right. Didn't clean my painting brush thoroughly. Okie dokie. And I would like to have maybe one more color. Right here, a bit of blue. Okay, a very, very strong blue. Okay, hue, a darker hue of blue. Okay, great. I am ready. To show you how this works. So perhaps your name is Inaya and you have a little doggy, and after some time you decide, well, I feel it's kind of lonely to be looking out of the window. So you cut out the doggy and you add, and you can stick it right here to your frame because it will hide. Perhaps your name is Anya and you have 2 dogs. So you have another doggy right here, okay? So there you are. Perhaps you're older and you were inspired by the picture of Mary Poppins crossing the bridge, and you would like to draw a picture of children flying the kite. So, and there you are, the city with the river and the bridge. Alrighty, hope you loved it. Enjoy, have fun.